Could have been like, you, Mom, you were that smell the entire time. I've been applying out for some jobs. I'm trying to look for a new job. I kind of got tired of the place that I'm working at. I don't know, how do you break up with your current job? Just be like, it's not you, it's money. That's stupid. But I kind of like applying for jobs because I always like wearing ties. Like I was always that little Filipino kid in high school that would wear a tie. I would always like picking them out in the morning. Like, what color do I want to get my ass kicked in today? Just red to match my bloody nose or black and blue to match my eyes. Like, that's why my nose is flat, guys. Not because I'm Filipino, but because I didn't know how to duck. Terrible at that. Yeah, that stuff. I don't know. Anybody dating? Are you guys dating? You guys married? Married? That's crazy. I'm at the age right now where all my friends are getting married, so their wives are telling them that they can't go out anymore, so they stop being my friends. The only thing keeping me going is that statistically 50% of them will be my friends again within the next 10 years. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm dating somebody. My fiance and I did this thing called a cheat list. Do you guys know what that is?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. It's creating a list of people that you're allowed to sleep with if you ever met them in real life, right? And I had people on my list like Scarlett Johansson and Natalie Portman, and she had people on her list like her coworker Dave. Yeah. So I'm single now, guys. Where are my single people at? Hey, good shit. It's kind of weird, guys. Like, the only women that I seem to have success with are women from work. But they tell you not to do that because you're not supposed to shit where you eat. But where else are you going to find a pool of women that have passed a criminal background check, credit check, and mandatory drug testing, right? Like, I'm thinking going to HR and being like, hey, can you test for STDs too? Like, I don't want any diseases or anything like that. Do you guys have kids?
No.
No kids on the way?
No.
None planned? Oh, millennials nowadays, man. You gotta this is how we're gonna go extinct. Millennials still want to reproduce. I don't know. I do want kids one day, right? The problem is I'm a millennial. Like, I want kids now, right? We're into that whole instant gratification thing. I looked into adoption. Guys, it costs $10,000 to adopt a baby. $10,000, Chanel. So great. Here's $10,000. Thank you for my baby. Now I have no money to feed the baby. Right? Now he's back up for adoption. Like, I think they need a humane society for babies. Like, I don't need one of those high-end $10,000 babies. I'll take a rescue. Rescue child. No. I think I wanted to be a dad because I babysit my nephews, right? The younger one, his name's Zane. He's 6, and our favorite thing to do together is watch Disney Channel original movies. We're watching Disney Channel movies one day. I was like, hey, Zane, have you ever realized that no matter how bad the bad guy is, at the end of the day, his only punishment is getting kicked in the crotch? And he's like, Uncle Ian, what does crotch mean? And I'm thinking, shit, I'm not supposed to be teaching him any new words, right? I had to think fast. It's a person's lap. 2 days later, he comes running up to me and his mother. He's like, Uncle Ian, can I sit on your crotch again? Like, oh, that's bad. Yeah. The older one, though, he's kind of at that age right now. Like, his mom wanted me to have the talk with him because she found porn on his computer. And I didn't know how to do that because, obviously, Chanel, I watch a lot of porn. Okay? So it's just like, here's how you clear your browser history. Any questions? All right, guys, if you don't like me, that's fine. We've got a ton of comics coming up with different styles, different backgrounds, very different backgrounds. I don't know what to say about this first comic. Give it up for Blake Alexander, everybody.
Yeah!
Hell yeah, folks. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Thanks for coming. How's it going? What's up, ladies? How are you? How's it going? Hey, looking cute, looking good. What do we got over here? A couple fellas? Got a couple over here? What are we doing? You know? Alright. Married couple over here. That's awesome. That's awesome. Give me hope for fucking life, man. I'm desperate and I'm pathetic. I've gotten a lot of nicknames in my life. Like, I grew up and I got a Balake the last couple years. But ever since I moved to Hawaii, I got a brand new nickname. Yeah, my nickname in Hawaii is fucking Howley. It's interesting because I walk around town and even people that I've never met before somehow already know my nickname. And it's the craziest thing. Nicknames spread really fast around here. I got the best compliment of my life from a black woman recently. And a compliment from a black woman just kind of like hits deep. It hits deeper for me personally. Like we were just passing each other on the street, and she said out of nowhere, she's like, "You got pretty nice hair for a white boy." And that's not even really a compliment if you think about it, because like imagine if I flipped it on her and I was like, "You got pretty nice hair for a black woman." That's half a hate crime. That's not okay. You can't say that. But she gave me confidence, man. I felt good after that. I was a little bit iffy about my hair, but then after that, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I have okay hair. I have nice hair. Give me some confidence. And now, like, 100 white women could tell me that I have shitty hair, and I'd be like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't have the authority to say that. I just personally think, you know, like, one black woman's honest opinion is worth, like, 100 white chicks' opinions. In my opinion. Have you guys ever heard someone say that, like, not all Catholic priests are pedophiles, it's just a couple bad apples? I think that's really offensive to apples, you know? Like, sure, bad apples taste like shit, but I've never heard of one raping a kid before. No, apples are way better than humans, man. Humans do fucked up shit. You guys see that there's a luxury store in downtown Waikiki. It's named Hermes. Hermes is the name of a luxury store downtown. Hermes. Why would you pick a name that's so close to herpes? You know, it's so close. It's like naming a store Syphilid. You know, or Gonorrhea. Gonorrhea. You gave me something last night. Gonorrhea. My cock is burning. Have you ever heard someone say, like, I don't want to have any regrets on my deathbed, and they just assume that they're gonna have a deathbed? Like, they just assume they'll have this period of weeks where they're surrounded by friends and family, where they can, like, reflect on their life. Like, the idea of a deathbed is romantic, you know? Like, the deathbed is like your best case scenario. Because a lot of people don't get a deathbed. A lot of people's deathbed is just the floor. You know? Like, your deathbed is just wherever you land immediately after you die. You can have a death sidewalk, a death stage, a famous Elvis death toilet. Anything's possible. People are dying everywhere, baby. You guys see that the California governor, in the heat of the pandemic, the California governor, Governor Newsom, he said that people shouldn't wear a mask. They should put on a mask in between bites at a restaurant. A mask in between bites at a restaurant. That is so stupid and useless. That's like putting on a condom in between strokes. What are you talking about? You're not doing anything. How's it going, ladies? What's up? How's your night going? You three single gals out on the town? Hell yeah. Are you guys from here? Are you visiting or what's up? Hell yeah, alright. Heck yeah. No, all single. 3 single gals? Heck yeah. So what do you... I feel like girls look at vacation a little differently, you know, than guys. I feel like, you know, obviously guys are always trying to get fucked all the time, but I feel like gals on vacation specifically are like, nobody will know about it. Nobody, like... What's your game plan for this trip? What are you doing? You're single, you're trying to hang out, what are you doing? You looking for cuties? Yeah? Are you open minded?
Talk to us after the show.
Alright, no, I will. I'll take that. For sure. But the California governor, I'm excited that there's a recall election, you know? I'm excited there's a recall election in California. I'm excited that Caitlyn Jenner's in the running. I'm excited myself, personally, because like I've been seeing Caitlyn everywhere. And she's all over the media. Is it me or is Caitlyn Jenner getting hotter? A little bit. Like, I don't know. Whoever does her surgeries or makeup deserves a little bit of a raise, in my opinion. Like, I saw this picture of her on Instagram, and I was like, yo, if Caitlyn showed up looking exactly like that to our first date, I'd let her go down on me. I would. I'd let Caitlyn Jenner go down on me, because then for the rest of my life, I would have bragging rights. Oh yeah, I got head from one of the Jenner girls. And people would be like, really? Which one? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just one of the Jenner girls. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. I'm attracted to Caitlyn Jenner, and I don't think that's wrong. I think that's just inclusive of me. You know? But people get mad at Caitlyn because she killed like one woman with her car. You gotta settle down a little bit, you know. We all get one mulligan. You get one accidental murder. You get one. And sure, Caitlyn Jenner took one woman out of this world, but she brought 3 women into this world. Kendall, Kylie, herself. She deserves credit for that. and if you think you're gonna get rid of Caitlyn, like you're just not. You're not getting rid of her. You know, she's probably gonna be governor in the next couple months. And she'll probably be like the Republican, nominee in 2024. Just accept it. Caitlyn Jenner is going to be the Republican ticket in 2024. Who should she run with? Who would be a perfect vice president for Caitlyn Jenner? O.J. Simpson. Yeah. It'd be the most lethal Republican ticket of all time. Both of them killed a white bitch, got away with it. And think about O.J. Simpson and Caitlyn Jenner. Think about them on a ticket. You know, a trans woman and a black man on a conservative, on a Republican ticket. That's amazing. That is so diverse that even Democrats would have to vote for it. They'd be crying in the booth. I have to support this. I had sex with a 55-year-old woman in Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, and it was absolutely my sexual rock bottom. No doubt about that. Yeah, she was, like, whatever image you have in your head of a 55-year-old from Nebraska, she was so much worse than whatever you're picturing. So much worse. Like, if Oprah was her friend, Oprah would be the really hot friend. Yeah. You know, like, guys talk about, post-nut clarity, where they come and then, like, what am I doing with this girl? What am I doing? That was the first time in my life that I had pre-nut clarity. Like, I shouldn't be here. I should not be doing this right now. But it's also the first time in my life where, like, I knew absolutely that there's a 0% chance of me being catfished. Because, like, no human being with eyeballs would use those pictures as a catfish. But it was just interesting, 55-year-old woman. Like, her first experience on Tinder was with me. The first person she ever matched with on Tinder was me. We matched, and within 30 minutes, I was at her doorstep. That's faster than DoorDash. That's like a Dick Dash or something. But I don't know. I feel like the media is always covering the wrong shit. I feel like the media is focused on the wrong shit. Like, you see that, recently the media was saying, like, oh, Biden started bombing the Middle East again. Biden started bombing the Middle East again. Settle down, Oh, wham, my family died in a drone strike in Syria, wham. There are real problems in this world. Women in America are occasionally called sweetheart at the office. That's a real problem, okay? You can make a new family. You can't just bounce back from a sweetie. Experts say it's impossible. I feel like we should stop pretending that, like, stepmom counts as incest. Because, like there's a huge range of what a stepmom can be. You understand that, obviously. Like, you could have a stepmom that was there when you were born, and it feels like an actual mom, like growing up. Or you could have a stepmom like mine. My stepmom moved in when I was 17 years old. I had no history at all with her. My stepmom was just a hot stranger that moved into my house and started fucking my dad. And the fact that my dad fucks my stepmom doesn't make me not want to fuck my stepmom. It just makes it more attainable. You fuck this degenerate. Yeah, I was in Uber recently, and after like a minute or two of small talk, the guy was like, "Are you single?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right, listen, buddy, you should check out this place downtown. It's $60 for a suck and fuck. Now a suck and fuck is when I'm pretty sure I got it. I think I understand what that is. Is there a more descriptive title in the universe than suck and fuck?" And also, no, I would never pay $60 for a suck and fuck. When my place does it for $40, that's a ripoff. I don't pay those. That's above market prices. I feel like alcohol is like WD-40 for my hips. You guys are drinking. I see some shots right there. Hell yeah. You got some shots on deck. Hell yeah. Alcohol is like WD-40 for my hips. I open up with it. I get loose with it. I feel like I can make rhythm with my hips. I can make babies with my hips. I trust my hips, even more than my brain a lot of the times. So back in middle school, I heard this rumor that Marilyn Manson had 2 ribs surgically removed so he could suck his own dick. And instantly my brain was like, you can't do that. And my hips were like, fuck it, let's try. So I went home, I Google searched, I'm a straightforward guy, so I just searched how to suck your own dick. And I got chat rooms just dedicated to that one cause. And I looked at a few rough sketches of positions and I got out of there, man. I ran up to my room, I shut my door, I closed my blinds. I turned on a little motivational music, Marilyn Manson, obviously. And I decided to give it a go. So like from an upright, standing position, from an expert position, according to the chat rooms, I just went for it. And on my first try, I had inches of human penis in my mouth. Inches of human penis. Now you gotta understand that this moment in a man's life is both terrifying and intensely erotic, you know? To taste his own penis. I decided I need to document this shit, to show those motherfuckers in my middle school that I don't need a bitch-ass surgery just to do this. So I bent over, I reinitiated contact, and as I held my flip phone out, I saw the preview of the image I was about to take, and I realized this photo doesn't need to exist. I'm gonna have a family one day. I'm gonna have daughters one day. They don't need to see they don't need to see evidence of this. So I threw my phone across the room, I jumped into my bed into an intermediate position, and I gave myself the first blowjob of my life. And I'll tell you what, I was hooked. I had to leave my room for 6 weeks. My mom reported me missing. I was gone. A lot of people don't understand like the statistics of of sucking your own dick, and it's a kind of a weird thing, so I don't blame you. But you're more likely to have identical twins or a kid with 11 fingers or toes than you are a deviant little self-sucker. It's not common. A lot of guys think it's a gift, but it's a gift I didn't ask for, and it's a gift I came to dread. Because like PSA to guys, as one of the sick fucks who knows, sucking your own dick is like 15% receiving a blowjob and 85% giving a blowjob. And that's a horrible ratio. That's a horrible ratio. I would have killed for 50-50. But as a 13-year-old desperate virgin, 15% of a blowjob is mathematically infinitely better than 0% of a blowjob. So don't judge me. You weren't there. Thankfully you weren't there. No, but the physical ability, it didn't last. I lost the magic touch. I lost the magic suck. Yeah, I think the reason that I could do it specifically at like 13 years old, I think the reason I could suck my dick at 13 years old is because in terms of like height to dick ratio, I was kind of proportionally Ron Jeremy, you know? Like, at 13 years old, I had like a 40-year-old full-grown dad dick combined with like the limber spine of a 9-year-old Asian gymnast, you know? It was like a glitch in the sexual matrix. So I recently, I'll end it on this. I saved a black man from being raped by a gay man. Yeah, so I don't have a white savior complex. I would just say I have a white savior experience. And there was like 5 people doing Molly at my apartment. And I went to grab food and I came back and there was just 2 people doing Molly in my apartment. And it was a gay guy who was shirtless and he was massaging a black friend of mine who was also shirtless. And I was like, all right, I don't know what's happening here. So I went up to my black friend and I was like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, do you know what's happening right now? And he was like, So he definitely knew exactly what was happening. And so I separated the 2. I put the guy's shirt on, I separated him, I babysat him for a couple minutes. And then I went to the bathroom for like maybe a minute or 2. I come back out, and my black friend, his shirt is off again, his pants are off around his ankles, and his boxers are like half on. And this gay guy is like has his hand kind of on his pants, and I see like my black friend kind of like no, like resisting. And like this is an active assault at this point. In the middle of my apartment, this is an active assault happening. So I grabbed the gay guy. I'm like, you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. So I kicked him out of my apartment. I grabbed the gay guy and I kicked him out of the apartment. And then I went back and I fucked the black guy. All right, I'm done. I appreciate you. There's a nice warm up. I love you all. And yeah.
Blake Alexander, everybody. One more time for Blake. You can catch him again at an LGBTQ show on June 30th if any of you ladies thought that he was hot. All right. You guys ready for our next comic? All right. It's a lady's turn to respond to what Blake said. Give it up for Emily Nellestein.
Yeah.
Wow. Hi, Beach House. How are we doing after that awfully sexually charged performance by Blake Alexander, everyone? Can this just stay the way? It's just like a man. Great. Okay. Just set on up here. Okay, all right. Man, we got some weird energy in here tonight. It's like tourists walked in, they were like, well, I thought this was Senor Frogs. What the fuck? This isn't at all. Howard, I swear to God, if you keep using the cream cheese instead of the goddamn SPF, I'm gonna kick your ass. I don't understand. Hallie. He just doesn't understand. Sorry, that accent is what I revert to whenever I'm nervous. So hi, I'm from Missouri. My name is Emily Nellestein. You can call me Nelly Jones, totally different name. Understand the confusion, I do get it. But I'm from Missouri originally, which explains the accent. It only comes out when I'm drunk or scared. Thank God I'm both. So here we are. I get it. The accent throws people off. It's kind of like an audible MAGA hat. Don't worry, it's a safe zone here. I'm not a Trump supporter. And no, those were not my family members that stormed the Capitol. That was actually my high school reunion. They did it virtually this year so I could be involved. So they were thinking of your health. They were thinking of your health. Is everyone having a pretty good week? I hope so. We're barely 24 hours into it, so there's a lot of time left for this to go wrong. I've been having a good week. I went surfing yesterday and I realized I've been here 2 years and it's taken me every bit of 2 years to understand why people hate the tourists so much. As an environmentalist person, I always hated the tourists. I'm like, oh, they're censoring, they're fucking up the reef, blah, blah. No, at the end of the day, they're just annoying. And they make no sense. And by they, I mean strictly the white tourists over the age of 10. So, and that's what you get. I went out surfing the other day, and I was like, man, this is just a beautiful day. I'm just sitting on my board waiting for a wave. And I hear some guy behind me going, well, golly, this is gorgeous. I was like, oh my God, I can hear his hands on his hips. I can hear that he's from Ohio here trying to have a cultured experience. And then when I got done surfing, I decided that I was leaving. Obviously when you're done, you leave, So I was leaving and I walked past two guys and I'm just standing there waiting to cross the street. And I hear, yeah, and then what they do is they gather the white rocks and they form their letters or the picture. So that's their form of graffiti here, is using the white rocks on the black rocks. And I'm like, have you not looked at any of this place at all? Have you not driven a block? There's regular graffiti everywhere. Just the conversations drove me nuts. I was just over it. I was like, I don't think you know what's going on here, guys. But I've been having a good week. Yesterday I decided to watch. I never watch TV anymore because of the commercials. I don't like hearing the barking at me with commercials. I don't like the liberty, liberty, liberty. I hear that shit in my nightmares. It is every night, just liberty, liberty, liberty. Oh God, they're at the door again. I hate doing that. But I decided to last night, and it was a lot of fun because I watched the U.S. Olympic trials, so that was fun. I was watching track and field, which people normally don't like to watch. I love it. Let's go. Jump some shit, leap over. I don't care. You're sweating and hot. Let's go. Let's do it. Everyone looks good. And it cracks me up because they have these competitions of run 7 miles in 20 seconds. It's like some shitty CrossFit situation. And at the end of it, it blows my mind that they still have people interviewing the athletes afterwards. They go up to them and it's like, hey, you just ran 7 miles in 4.5 seconds. How do you feel? It's like, fucking, fucking tired. Like, what do you expect? Are you shitting me? Like, why are you asking them questions? I swear to God, one guy's interview went like this. They're like, you just won the race. How do you feel? And he was like, just give me. He was good. I won. What do you want from me? I swear to fucking God. Rusty's got you know the answer. He was like, it was good. I gotta think my mom, you know, she died last week. Oh, we're so sorry to hear that. How are you handling it? It's like, she died last week, a year ago. So it's the anniversary. At that point, what is the interview about? Just end it, okay? Don't ask them further questions. Leave them alone. I would be so pissed if someone came up to me after I ran a mile and they were just like, hey, how do you feel like yelling into a microphone? You're like, go fuck yourself. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't know what you want. I don't know what they expect out of them. I mean, you won the race. How do you feel? Good, obviously. What do you want them to say? Like, oh, you know, I felt pretty good. I mean, thank God I won because I was going to kill myself earlier today. Now I don't have to do that. Like, what? I don't know. The expectations just confuse me. They blow my mind. But these guys are hot. The guys on there, the girls too, they're fabulous. I mean, everyone was it's just gorgeous up there. And it's not just hot because they're bodies, it's just they're athletic, they're determined. I love the attitude behind athletes, the attitude at all. And it led me to think like, oh man, I kind of wish I had a boyfriend. It's like, no, you don't. You really don't. I mean, especially me, because I worked with kids, so I don't need one like on my phone texting me. I don't need to deal with that. I got enough shit in my life. And I was talking to my mom. I was like, man, Mom, these Olympic athletes are hot. She's like, you need to bag one of those. I was like, I'll figure it out. But until then, I'll just stick to going on Tinder and dealing with these Elmer Fudd-looking motherfuckers that hit me up. I'll just do that. And that's fine. It blows my mind. It blows my mind, the confidence that some of these ugly guys got. It really is something else. I want it. I want that. I want to be that guy. I want to be that 4'0" Elmer Fudd bucktooth motherfucker that comes up and says, hey, you want to hop in my ride that doesn't exist? I want to be that guy. I want that confidence. I don't understand how they have it. I have one guy in particular that comes up to me as if he's a regular at a coffee shop. But I have one guy that comes up to me every now and then. He's like, oh, Nelly, I noticed you shaved your legs. I'm like, thank you. I noticed you still don't have teeth where there should be some. Yeah, looks like we're both in a sticky situation. It's like, I don't get, what the fuck makes you think you're in my league? Like, I don't get this confidence. Maybe that sounds bitchy of me. I don't care. I'm being honest, because 99% of women have dealt with this. It just is true. The confidence level confuses me because they don't understand that rejection is even part of the equation. They don't understand that rejection is possible, is what blows my mind. Because they'll come up and like, oh, he'll say that to me about, oh, I noticed you shave your legs. I'm like, I noticed you're missing teeth still. And then he'll say, well, I lost weight. I was like, congratulations, if that's what you're trying to do, good for you. You know, what happened? He's like, I lost 20 pounds in 3 months. I was like, that's great. He's like, yeah, you want to have sex? No, still no. I was like, but you said 3 months? He says, yep. I'm like, okay, well, how about you check back in 3 months? Every 3 months. We'll see how this trajectory goes. We'll have that as like a checking in point. That's what we can do. I did try to hop back on the dating apps. I hate Tinder. I hate Bumble. I hate all of them. It's just uncomfortable. But I decided to hop back on, and I tried to meet up with a guy. I was going to meet up with a guy last week on Thursday. And so I messaged this guy, said, let's hang out. He said, all right, tonight. I said, okay, Thursday. I can't. I have a dinner. How about I message you after the dinner, otherwise tomorrow? He said, that's great. So confirmed. That's the dialogue that happened. The dinner happens, and I message him saying, tomorrow would work better. How about that? He says, I canceled plans. This is such an L for real. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You thought I cared? You canceling your plans when I didn't ask you to is not my problem. That's not the issue here. I don't understand. So you think that that's a problem. Okay, this guy decides to FaceTime me without consent. You can't FaceTime someone you've never met. You can't do that. Why would you ever do that? I had a glass of wine. I said, fuck it. So I answered and I said, hey, weirdo, what's your problem? Why are you being so weird? He continued to guilt me and shame me for not skipping my dinner plans to hang out with him, a total stranger, to which I said, I don't think this is going to work out. I'm going to hang up now. He still texted me saying, you looked good though. THO, which means you looked good in spite of it all. Like, why would you do that? Don't do that. But still, the confidence, and he hit me up the next day. I was like, that was a miserable interaction. What at all makes you think that this is going to go well the second time around? Do you really need to get your dick wet that bad that you're going to go through this again? Are you kidding? I don't get it. It's like guys up here telling dick jokes, and it's like, your dick is the joke. That's the problem. Sorry. I loved hearing all the girls laugh at that. Everyone's like, hee hee hee. I loved it. I like that. I do wish I could see you, though. I still can't see you past this plexiglass, so for all I know, you're just upset. I have no idea. I have no idea. And I'm just sweating bullets through it, you know? It's hotter than hell. Hotter than hell. Oh, let's see what else I got. Let's see what else I got. No, like I mentioned, I'm from Missouri, so there's a couple of side effects that come with that. But my favorite is my parents. My parents are an interesting bunch. I've been told, like, once I told them I started to do stand-up, they were like, oh, okay, good, try and make it family-friendly. That's what makes the big bucks and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I would, but you guys took me to see Borat in theaters when I was 10. So my version of what's family-friendly is a little fucked up. I was like, and you're doctors, so you should have had this figured out a long time ago. I remember being at the ticket box, and my dad was like, okay, now you're 13, remember that. And I was like, what, am I a child bride? Like, what does that mean? Like, okay. Man, that was such an awkward ride home. My dad thought it was just going to be a cute comedy, like Jackass, just guys being stupid. Instead, it was Sacha Baron Cohen eating his mom's breast milk as cheese. They didn't like that one bit. Especially because we have local cheese made in my hometown that no one takes advantage of. But it's fine. That's fine. It's fine. That's fine. No problem. No problem. I do have to. Cheese, like cheese. Like, can we get that with a cheese-hoo? Cheese-hoo? Okay, I'm sorry. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. That was bad. All right, onward. Oh God. Meeting guys is a nightmare though. Transitioning from cheese into guys, I guess. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm at. So you're just rolling with the punches. Guess that's why they call it baseball. Am I right? Higher. I was posing. Okay, I don't know where she's going. She knows you. Anyway. Where was I? I'm sweating billies up here, bro. I'm so hot right now. Was anyone hotter than hell today? Please, someone confirm that, because I was so, thank you, God. I was so hot today, I just laid there. Like, I couldn't even masturbate, because it would have been, like, a bad situation. It would have shown up as, like, a chalk-stained sweat outline of a fucking SVU episode that went correctly. Ice-T walked in, he was like, I think she had a good time. I think it was actually an okay thing. This seems, I don't know, I think that's her business. I think it's her business. I think that's her business. Oh man. Yeah, I don't have the greatest luck. Not luck with guys. I get guys all the time. I just have no problem rejecting them. I have absolutely no problem. Do you see that? As if this was my staff. I just put it down the law. Like, I have no problem rejecting these men. I have no problem with it. It's become kind of a hobby. It's a good time. Like, I don't give a shit. If this doesn't feel good in an instant, hey, I'm out. I'm absolutely out of the door. You know why? Because a lot of times guys will try to pick you up with money. Have it. I'm hot. I work out. I'm smart. Master's degree. Sorry. You're wearing me out here with your boredom. Have something other than an off-brand Gucci belt. Okay? Have something other than that to impress me with. Fucking driving me nuts. Like, guys are the worst salesmen ever, dude. I don't understand how that ever became a male-dominated field. Guys hitting on you, and they'll do it with either drugs, a little drink, or even just being nice. They'll give you a compliment as here's your sample of me. And it's so funny to me because the second that you take the sample and go I'm okay, thank you. I don't think we're gonna vibe that well, and you walk away from it, they just chase you around and they get mean to you. It's like, you think what? No, that's not how business works. That's not how this works. You're a terrible salesman. You would never get hired at Costco. If I take a fucking sample of your lobster bisque and I say, no thanks, I don't want the box or bucket of lobster bisque, and you run around, no, eat my lobster bisque. No, that's not gonna make me want that more. That's not gonna make me want that more. I don't get it. But yeah, I think that's my time. Sorry. Hi. My name's Emily Nellenstein. Thank you very much, Beach House. Here's the Ute shipping.
That is a terrible fist bump, Emily. Give it for Emily again, guys. Yeah, her and I rejecting people left and right. That's all we do. Yeah, right. I don't know. I get what you're saying, Emily. I would love to be able to go up to women and just be like, hey, you want to come back to my place and watch a movie or make a movie? Yeah, I can't do that. I have to use more realistic pickup lines like, hey, does middle class security turn you on? Do medical benefits make you horny? Things like that. And I don't think that women are as good at men at pickup lines. They use the same one on me every time. They're always like, let's just be friends. Terrible. These guys are terrible at it. All right, guys, are you ready for our next comic? Heck yeah. All right, she runs the Female Comics of Hawaii. Give it up for Erika Schwarzkopf.
Yeah! Yeah, Erika!
Give it up for Ian Shippen, the best host on the planet, probably. Yes, I do know every host on the planet, and he's better than them. I run the Female Comics of Hawaii group, so I really support women. Let's give it up for women for a minute. Woo! Except for the women that pee on the seat in the women's room. Those women can fucking go to hell. We are not friends, sorry. My name is Erika Schwarzkopf, and I'm also a visual artist. I don't know if you know that. And Facebook was making me make a username. And before I realized I couldn't change it back, I made it at Erika Schwarzkopf farts. So now I sell farts. It's fine. The farts sell more than the comedy and the art ever did. Let me tell you, my farts are the most dense. You get more fart for your money right here. Right here.
4 day farts.
10% off just for being here today. But my name is Schwarzkopf. Direct German translation means blackhead. So all right. So I started out a zit and ended up a fart. I don't know if that's progress. Is that progress? That might be progress. I'm not too sure. The things I learned in COVID. There's a cure for my resting bitch face. Right here. There's a cure. And also, you can stick your tongue out at anyone at any time. This I will miss. Other things I've learned in COVID, apparently, I'm not too sure about this, but I got a COVID vaccine. electric radio. Yeah, it's not MLM at all. Also through this pandemic, I've learned that I have a giant head and a tiny face. Giant head, tiny face. That means your ears are hurting so bad. Fuck masks. It sounds like a personal problem. It's definitely a personal problem. I might have done too many Zoom mics, alright? I was watching a Comedy Central special, and I clapped along with the audience as if they could hear me. Oh, wait. Wait, that's not going to work. Somebody said you should put off having kids as long as you can. Well, I'm 54. I'm going to wait a little longer. My husband and I, we don't have kids on purpose. I really like kids. I just don't want one of my own. I feel the same way about penises. I like them. Don't want one of my own.
Why?
Because I'm a woman? I like one temporarily. For a day. No, not a whole day. I'm fucking 54 years old. I got shit to do. 2 hours. Tops. Yeah. Most guys don't have 2 hours though, so why are we even... Okay. Now, I hate it when somebody says on Facebook that I'm in a relationship with, and they don't say the person. So I'm always like a dick on there. I'm like, yeah, I'm in a relationship with food too. We're just the same. I know, I'm a dick that way. But really, I am a foodie. Did you hear about the Amazon time travel delivery? Did you guys hear about that? Time travel delivery. Like, if you order something right now, it's going to show up last Thursday, and it'll just suddenly be on the couch next to you. There you go. No? That'll probably be next week. I'm in menopause, and is it hot in here, or is that the menopause talking? Hot. I'm back in the office. Whatever. But the one good thing about the office is I can control the temperature. So menopause me makes it at 67. Yeah. I'm not even wearing a jacket. Good news for you, ladies in menopause for the future. Is the older lady gonna do a fucking cat joke? Yes! Yes, I am. Of course I am. I had this cat who didn't understand how to use the litter box. Alright? Every cat understands how to use the litter box. This is what he thought. He thought that he should poop on the floor and take handfuls of cat litter and put it on top of the poop until he had a sand castle of great proportions. Which is why we'd have to wear shoes to the bathroom in the middle of the night because we were not sure what we would come up against. But I am an artist, so of course my child would be an artist, so, yeah. Alright, I'm just going to probably end it with this one. I am a girl who has some super spreader thighs. Anyone else but me? Super spreader thighs? I'm on the bus and it's COVID times. You're not supposed to touch anybody. My thighs don't know that. I'll sit down and they will spread for an additional 5 minutes until they reach some people or something. Some people or something. I don't think I'm alone here. You skinny thigh people are like, what the fuck? Yeah, I see it. I see the judgment of the skinny. Yeah. All right. I am skinny, but I'm wide because I'm tall. All right. I'm just going to end with this one. I am 54 years old, and I think the gift of getting older is to give less fucks. That's not a joke. It's the truth. Some applause. The problem is, getting older, you get less fucks. And then you're dead and you are fucked, but you're not around to enjoy it. I'll give you back to our fabulous and awesome host, Ian Shipping. Woohoo! Let's give those hands to be back.
Erika Schwarzkopf, everybody. Give it up one more time for Erika. Yes. Oh, man. I have to stall for a couple of minutes because our next comic has been watching the door. So, what's new with me, guys? I went to the mainland for a while and I came back to Hawaii. And it's great being back in Hawaii where I'm Filipino again. Right, Chanel? Then in California, I was Mexican. In New York, I was Puerto Rican. And in my drive through Virginia, guys, I was black in Virginia. That was not fun. When I flew back here, they made me fill out this thing called an agriculture declaration form on the plane, right? It's where you have to declare fruits and vegetables. First of all, they could have taken one look at me and been like, yeah, Ian, you don't need to fill out this form. You don't need fruits and vegetables. But the messed up thing about this form is if you don't fill out this form, you can get fined up to $2,000 or spend up to a year in jail. But what they don't do, ma'am, is provide you guys with a pen. Right? Instead, you have to count on the graciousness of your neighbors. And I've worked in offices my entire life, people. I know if you lend somebody your pen, you're not seeing that shit ever again, right? And the lady next to me, she was eyeing me up. I knew she wanted to ask me for my pen. And I'm just thinking, fuck you, you're going to jail. I'm not getting my pen. Yeah. Where is Jasmine? All right, cool. That was my stalling for 2 minutes. So are you ready? Like a Yeti? Eating spaghetti? With a machete? All right, guys, give it up for Jasmine Bautista. Woo!
Like your hat.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I got it from the Goodwill, so it probably belonged to some dead guy, so. Oh, give it up for all the comics you've seen tonight, everyone. Yeah, everyone's been doing a great job. I mean that sincerely. Erika was talking about her thighs earlier, guys. I do not have skinny thighs. You can probably just picture it under all this fabric. And I used to be very insecure about that, but then I'm like, you know what? Like, these thighs touching, they're kind of just like years of Taco Bell or just meeting each other for the first time. Aw, they're inseparable. You guys all drinking here tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you guys. Are you guys gonna black out? Yeah. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really drink that much, so I've never blacked out before. But one time, I had a shot of tequila, and then halfway home, I realized I had lost my cardigan. And that's kind of what I imagine blacking out feels like. Because, like, I had all the regrets, and I was basically naked at that point, so I want that cardigan back, guys.
So now we can wear a mask outdoors, like that's the thing. And I'm gonna be honest, like I'm gonna miss wearing masks all the time because I've kind of just been using my mask to hide my double chin this entire time. Anyone else just grew a travel pillow during quarantine? Just me? Fuck. Oh, guys, I looked in the mirror too. I was growing all sorts of things. Like I saw in the mirror, I'm like, oh my god. Since when did I start growing a fanny pack? Whew. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm ready to go traveling now and store a bunch of little things in here. Because the mask thing is about to end soon, kind of, I wrote a bunch of stupid one-liners for masks. Can I tell you guys? These dumb jokes? Okay, they're really stupid. Masks are a lot like condoms. People only put them on after you tell them they can't enter without it. Yeah, thank you. I think Hawaii is doing a great job of mandating masks because now I'm seeing more discarded masks in Chinatown than I do needles. This is a good thing, folks. Whose side are you on? What's a serial killer's favorite kind of face mask? Disposable. Very genius writing, I know. What's a garbage man's favorite kind of face mask? Disposable. I like my men like how I like my face mask. Black. Disposable. You guys are crazy. Did you guys celebrate Father's Day? Who here had a good Father's Day? Yeah? No? God, no one here likes their dad? Like, I totally get it. That's why I'm up here. Dude, I'm gonna be honest, like texting my dad now is like trying to get a past hookup to meet up with me. Like for real, like I'm texting, I'm like telling my friends, I'm like, should I do it? Should I text him? My friends are like, no, Jasmine, don't do it. And I'm like, come on, like I'm thinking about sending a picture, get his attention. And they're like, no, did you have a good time the last time you met him? Okay, then don't do it. But you know how it's like 3 in the morning and then you're sad and you're lonely? And the next thing you know, I'm just like texting my dad, hey, you up? Like, but he's 60, so he's not most of the time. So he's either asleep or he's dead. He's like one of those things. I guess a little backstory, my dad left my family when I was 22. Which is weird because I think they usually leave when you're 5, right? Like that's a thing. Like my dad kind of just quit without putting his 2 weeks notice. Like that's what happened. And he was actually gone for a whole year. I knew he was still alive, but for some reason he just wasn't coming home. And even though he wasn't coming home, his magazine subscriptions kept coming in. And I had no idea this man was subscribed to at least 50 different magazines, because we got like 20 magazines a day. Like they were starting to stack up in the living room. And at that point, I'm just like, wow, you know what? I can just paper mache a new dad. Like we don't need him here. Funny story though, my dad actually came back. He came back a year later, walked right through the door, and I had to ask him, I'm like, Dad, where have you been? Like, what was going on? And he sat me down, and he's like, look, Jasmine, I just want to let you know, I love you very much, but I had to go and find out who I was. Like, I felt like I was being like smothered. I had no idea who I was. I just had to go out and rediscover myself. And I'm just looking at him like, you just couldn't do mushrooms like everyone else? Like, you need to be gone for a year. You could have just been in the garage. Like, it's fine. I could have checked up on you and be like, hey, you doing all right? Want some marbles to play with? hey, do you still love your family? Like, you know, stuff like that. That was my Father's Day jokes. You're welcome. If I bummed you guys out, I'm so sorry. Look, it's fine. I'm wearing yellow. It's. I don't know what that means. Let me talk about the rest of my family. I am Filipino, which explains the colors. Yeah, I'm Filipino. My mom is she's an immigrant from the Philippines, and I remember she was telling me one time, she's like, oh, you know, COVID, that's a man-made disease. And I'm like, why do you say that? And she said, well, because I ate bats once in the Philippines and I didn't die. I was like, damn, Mom. So you're just built different is what you're saying. Like, oh my God. Like, anyone who is like, came from like a brown country is definitely immune to COVID at this point. I remember too, my grandma came to visit us once from the Philippines, and we decided to take her to Silay Park. Have you guys been there? Silay Park? Yeah? There's a part of the park where you get to go and touch all the sea animals. There's like a little like pool. So my grandma, she does something really weird. She goes up to the tank and she starts looking at every single creature in the pool. And then for some reason, she starts stacking the sea animals. Let me say that again. She starts stacking, like actual stacking, you know, like Jenga blocks, stacking the sea animals. Like, I just watched her stack the starfish, the sea cucumbers, the sea urchins. She makes it into a nice, neat little pile, right? And then she walks over to the attendant, and then without hesitation, she asks, oh, how much? Guess what bans from Silay Park since then? This fucking bitch. I came there to take a picture with a dolphin, never got it. By the way, this is not the first time she's done this. Like, we're also banned from the aquarium at Maui, too. Oh my God, I had to tell him, like, Grandma, this is Silay Park. This isn't Seafood City. Oh God, you know what? It's so funny because like my friend, I told my friend this story, and then she actually did go to Silay Park like a month later, and she tells me, she's like, Jasmine, you know that pool that you were talking about? I'm like, yeah. She said, there's a sign there now that says, do not stack the sea animals. I'm like, fucking Grandma. Oh, I'm not gonna make a GoFundMe for her when she dies. Dude, but it was, I don't know, there was kind of like a silver lining to it because I realized that day, Filipinos do not give a fuck. Like, they really don't. Like, I remember there was a superstition my mom used to tell me. She's like, oh, Jasmine, if you have any bed bugs in your house, if you want to go get rid of them, all you have to do is place a bed bug on a sheet of paper, place that paper in someone else's home, and then the bed bugs will transfer there. And I'm just like, Mom, that's not even a superstition. Like, that's just a dick move. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I was looking into, like, Filipino superstitions. Like, I was curious. And, yo, we had the scariest monsters. Like, for real, we've got a monster that can apparently split its body in half. Like, the first half just goes around eating